Hello, I am Blake Kathryn. I am a 3D artist based in Los Angeles, and I've been doing my craft for about a decade now. Beforehand, I was both an art director and a formally trained graphic designer, and kind of pivoted to the 3D digital art world, having a kind of early career existential crisis of like, what do I want to do and what is my medium? And now my work is kind of in the dream-esque realms or dream core. I really enjoy working with things that are usually combining kind of like Art Nouveau-esque or deco-y elements, but in also leaning into what I really loved doing when I was a formal designer, because I did a lot of iconography and geometric kind of work there. So structurally, like that is always kind of where I like to go through, but then see how I can infuse kind of more like surreally dreamlike elements to it. And so for the space, I knew I didn't want to get too risky again, because just scale in general. I wanted to make sure everything felt like someone could feel like they were actually in an appropriately scaled space. So I was trying to avoid doing anything where it was like, extra excessive foliage or this or that, which is a lot of stuff I do usually lean towards. And instead was like, well, what natural elements could I bring in? And the idea of just shifting from day to night and really leaning into like when you have those almost aurora borealis kind of fun moments in the sky versus a really bland gray day. So leaning into that being kind of that dreamlike natural element, and then building just a lobby-esque space that's forever moving around you, just because the sky is very subtle. It goes from day to night, but it's a very slow transition. And having the room be kind of that catalyst of minimal yet still kind of always calling your eye because of everything moving felt like a fun kind of merge between the two directions to make one cohesive concept. Especially the digital arts medium, it's not very common to have physical moments in general, even in the traditional gallery-esque sense where it's like something on a wall or physical sculpture, this or that. And so having these moments where it's actually like, oh, this isn't confined to someone doing scroll, scroll, tap, tap on their little device or clicking a YouTube link. It's so much more rewarding and satisfying. And my favorite is just when I see people that are like getting out their little phones and like actually filming it or taking a selfie. And I'm like, yes, like it all loops back and it's a weird cyclical moment of pixels. A big thing I always want is just to create a really meditative and like kind of self-reflecting moment where not that you're shutting your brain off, but you just feel more in tune with yourself. If I'm ever able to help someone achieve just kind of that inner peace or inner calm and have that self introspection while they're experiencing a work, to me, that's a job well done. And as for anything else, to quote the recently late David Lynch, the art speaks for itself.